Hello everybody, I'm Gabrielle Vinette, host of Cultivating Innovation with Tetra, adaptive tools for the farm and kitchen. This podcast showcases customized solutions for overcoming barriers for people with disabilities. Each episode puts the spotlight on a real-life issue and follows how Tetra responded. Tetra has been building creative solutions and overcoming barriers for over 35 years. This podcast is a collaboration between Ingenium, Canada's Museums of Science and Innovation, the Disability Foundation in Vancouver, and the Tetra Society of North America. For today's episode, I'm joined by Earl Bowman, the volunteer for the Chicken Wing Holder Project with Tetra. The project is a large paper clip screwed to two small rectangular pieces of plexiglass on each end of the clip's handles. A leather band is attached so the client can wrap it around his wrist and eat the chicken wing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to start off. So how did the idea of the chicken wing holder sort of come around?
The idea came as one of the requests from one of our clients this client had a motorcycle accident, and I believe it was a C6 or 7 neck injury. Consequently, he's paralyzed below the arms. He does not have very much use of the left arm, and he has some use in the right.
Okay.
And he, among other things, played in a band, was a guitarist, and he wanted a table made so he could rest his guitar on there and practice or develop strumming techniques. And so consequently, one of the requests he made was for a chicken wing holder, because he would love to go out with the boys and have a drink and have chicken wings and that sort of thing. And he didn't have enough strength in his fingers to hold the chicken wing and eat it properly. So this was one of the requests that he had.
And was the table for the guitar made by Tetra as well, or was it like something completely different?
I made that for him. Yes.
You made that. Okay. Yeah. So how did you make the table?
I also have a friend who's a volunteer with Tetra, and together we made a table. This table was had to be removable, of course, and so he could enter and exit his chair. And he also needed to have it tiltable because he didn't have any strength in his back, so he could not lean forward. He always had to be tipped back. And he also wanted to go out and dine in restaurants and that sort of thing. And the restaurant table heights weren't the proper height for him to get underneath. And so he was also going to use the tabletop for that. And so we made a removable table, and it also was tiltable, so that he could tilt the level at various angles.
Okay.
So
nice.
It's always nice to try and come up with ideas to make life a better quality of life for people. That's exciting, satisfying.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. Yeah, for sure. So how did Tetra come to get the project for the chicken wing holder?
The process is that when an individual has a solution that they want to a problem, they contact Tetra and they submit an application, and it's reviewed and approved and passed on to the volunteers in whichever chapter across Canada or the US that is applicable. So then the volunteers, any volunteer that is interested in taking on the assignment is welcome to apply for it and do the work.
Okay. And you mentioned that the person coming in has a solution. So does the person have to have a solution when submitting like a project, or does the solution come from the volunteer?
Usually in the projects that we have done is that there is a problem and they want a solution to the problem. Now, when it came to the chicken wing holder, our client had drawn up a solution
Okay.
and, or a possibility. So we expanded on that.
Okay. So what exactly, can you describe to me like what the chicken wing holder is exactly?
I can show you it.
Yeah, sure.
Basically what it is a piece of plexiglass that you can hang on to. And the holder itself is actually a binder, a large binder clip.
Okay.
And so he can put his chicken finger or chicken wing in there and hold it. And he has a strap that he uses around his hand, and then hangs on to the holder, something like this.
So the
And
plexiglass is the handle.
so his finger wasn't strong enough to open it, so I had made an extension to clip into here
Okay.
and extend that to increase the leverage.
So how much did it cost to create the chicken wing holder?
Maybe $2.
Yeah. Did you have to buy any of the things that you made it with?
I had the plexiglass in the basement, and I went to I had to purchase a bag of clips. I think that was $8 and change, and there were, I don't know, maybe there were eight clips in the bag or whatever.
Okay.
It wasn't costly at all.
No. And how many did you make? Was it just the one, or did you make multiples?
Just the one.
Okay. So how did you specifically get on the project itself?
The request was submitted to Tetra Society,
Okay.
and there are various chapters across Canada, Ontario, and we belong, volunteers in our area belong to the Guelph chapter. And so the request came to the Guelph chapter, and it was the request was sent out to all the Guelph volunteers. So my friend and I decided that this would be a project that we could do.
And who's your friend? What's their name?
My friend is Glenn McKee, and he has a small machine shop in his basement.
Nice. So how did you become a Tetra volunteer?
I became a volunteer because my friend Glenn, he was in contact, and he belongs to a chapter in Hamilton. And it was there that he came in contact with a Tetra volunteer, and he became interested in what Tetra does for various people. So he joined Tetra, and then he invited me to also join. So I did, and that was about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow. And how many projects have you done since that 5 years?
I think it's only been 5 projects over the 5 years.
Okay.
With COVID, things that kind of slowed down a bit.
Okay.
We have completed some interesting projects.
Yay. And how do you like it in the 5 years that you've been here?
I really enjoy it. I have an affinity for people with disabilities or have various problems, mental, physical. So doing this sort of work is something I really enjoy and get satisfaction in doing.
That's great, Earl. So any last thoughts?
I think what I would like to pass on is that there are many people in situations where a little project that would help a disabled person function to a higher degree would be very welcome. And I think if you know anybody like that, please contact Tetra Society and get in touch, and volunteers would be very happy to see what can be done to increase the standard of living or the standard of life.
Mm-hmm.
People like to be independent as much as possible, and any little thing that we can do to help, we love to do that.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Earl.
You're most welcome.
Thanks for listening to Cultivating Innovation with Tetra, adaptive tools for the farm and kitchen, with me, Gabrielle Vinette. If you're interested in learning more about us, check out tetranation.org. To find out more about Ingenium, Canada's Museums of Science and Innovation, you can visit their Facebook page at Ingenium, Twitter at IngeniumCA, and Instagram at Ingenium Canada. That's all for this episode. See you next time.